Some breaking news right now on COVID vaccine booster shots. Meg Terrell joins us. She's got more on that front. Meg.
Hey, Becky. So we are preparing for two big FDA advisory committee meetings later this week for booster shots for both the Moderna and the J&J vaccines. We are just now getting some of those briefing documents posted ahead of those meetings from the FDA. We're not yet seeing the agency's opinion on these. We will be looking forward to seeing that later this morning. But we've seen what the companies have presented to the FDA to make their case. Specifically, let's talk about Moderna because their meeting is coming up first on Thursday. And the interesting thing about what Moderna has applied for is it focused on a half dose. So you get 100 micrograms for the first two shots, but for the booster, they're looking at 50 micrograms. And they're really making their case here in these documents, saying that the half dose boosted antibody levels by 15-fold compared with pre-boost levels. And they also said that giving a half dose showed a trend toward lower reactogenicity. So perhaps fewer of those sort of side effects you relate to getting the second shot. They also note that giving a half dose would increase worldwide supply of their vaccines. And so they are making the case here for that half dose, also saying in their filings here that they are looking for the same authorization as what we saw for the Pfizer vaccine that was tailored to specific groups. And so we'll see the FDA documents come out later today. J&J also putting out its documents this morning, essentially citing the data we saw on giving a boost 2 months out, which increases the efficacy up to 94%, but saying based on antibody data, they're recommending 6 months be the optimal timing there for the booster. So, guys, we'll bring you more updates when we get it, but this is ahead of some big votes later this week from FDA's advisors, including some much-anticipated data on mixing and matching, which we haven't yet seen in the documents this morning. Becky?
Hey, Meg, just to clarify, you said that they are applying under the same, applying for the same group that was already given authorization for Pfizer. Pfizer had applied for anyone ages 16 and up to get it. They didn't get that, and I thought Moderna was applying for anybody ages 18 and up to get it. It sounds like they are not doing that. They are saying we just want the same authorization for the same group that's already been authorized for Pfizer?
So Moderna has officially applied for authorization of a booster for everybody 18 and older. But here in their documents, they note the FDA's sort of amendment of the authorization for Pfizer's to people 65 plus, all the categories we've talked about who are eligible for boosters. And Moderna says in the interest of public health, it's requesting this amendment to its own EUA for administration of a booster dose consistent with the amendment issued by the agency for the Pfizer-BioNTech mRNA vaccine. So it's kind of interesting to hear the conversation, and it would be surprising to see the FDA sort of advocate for different groups, but we'll see.
Hey, Meg, in terms of efficacy, you were talking about a multiple in terms of antibodies. How does it compare to Pfizer, and how does it compare relative to the efficacy after the second shot, either of a Pfizer or Moderna?
Right now we have antibody level information from Moderna. We don't have the real world efficacy or effectiveness data showing how well this protects against getting infected or against severe disease. We expect to see that from an NIH presentation on Friday. It's really hard to do sort of an apples to apples comparison here, but I am hopeful that when we see those NIH data, we will get to see that comparison of does it boost to 94% or what is the protection and what's the best way to boost? And it might be mixing and matching. We don't know yet.